On the scene, on the story, News 9 starts now.
Welcome and thank you for joining us. News 9 at noon. I'm Chris Gilmore and with me is meteorologist Matt Mahler. Matt, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's cold outside.
It's cold outside. It's been cold for ever since New Year's Eve when that cold front came through. And we've also been talking about it, our big winter snow coming up here, 12:15. Chris.
Thanks, Matt. Well, many agencies across the state are preparing for the upcoming weather. The Oklahoma Department of Transportation, for instance, will attach more than 200 cameras to plows. That footage will be streamed on the agency's app for the iPhone. An app for the Android is expected as well. Drivers are also encouraged to look at traffic cams and road closures on ODOT's website. And if it does get bad on the roads, Oklahoma City and ODOT crews will be clearing off city streets that are designated snow routes. Now, most of the downtown business district will be cleared, as well as major streets around Oklahoma City. You can see a full map on our website. And you can always get the latest weather information on News 9 mobile app. There you'll find updates from Matt, Cassie, David, and our whole weather team, plus live radar and more. Moving on, 2 people were taken to the hospital this morning after being hit by an EMSA ambulance. This happened just after 4 a.m. near Southeast 29th in Durland. Officials say 2 bicyclists were trying to cross the road where the ambulance was driving. The EMSA driver was unable to swerve in time and hit them. As a result, no one in the ambulance was injured. The 2 victims were taken to the hospital with non-critical injuries. Well, a Putnam City teaching assistant is facing charges after allegedly sending pornographic pictures to a former student. Detectives say Marcus Douglas sent the 17-year-old girl 16 pages worth of messages and explicit images. He also allegedly sent her pictures of 2 unknown adults having sex. We've been told by a man who claims to be his relative that Douglas is no longer teaching. He's been ordered to have no further contact with the victim. Next, an Uber driver in Muskogee was a victim of a carjacking on New Year's Eve while on the job. Jessica Hedges says she had just picked up a man when he demanded he give her the car.
He pulled a weapon, which indeed looked like a pistol, and pointed it at my face and said, "Get out of the car." He said, "Leave your keys in there, leave your phone, get out of the car."
Her phone and called 911. A state trooper arrested the man 25 miles away in Coweta. The car only had minimal damage. And the man has his piece of construction equipment back after it was allegedly stolen by thieves. Wayne Null says his Cat 950 went missing back in early December. After he offered a $10,000 reward, he got a tip and found the front loader south of Yukon near Highway 92. Null said he called police and then drove his property back to his own job site. He says he's added extra security to the site. Well, happening today, Oklahoma's new city manager will be sworn into office. Craig Freeman will take over the city's longest-serving city manager, James Couch. Couch served as city manager for 18 years and oversaw the move of the Thunder to OKC. Freeman has served as the city's finance director since 2011. And Governor Mary Fallon's Secretary of Agriculture has announced his resignation. Jim Reese submitted his resignation letter to Governor Fallon earlier this week. This is just 2 weeks before the inauguration of Governor-elect Kevin Stitt. Now, Stitt has chosen Oklahoma 4-H Foundation Executive Director Blaine Arthur to be his new Secretary of Agriculture. Governor-elect Kevin Stitt also announced that Oklahoma's own Toby Keith will perform at the inaugural ball, which is set for January 14th. Now, tickets are $250 a piece. All the proceeds, though, go to various charities. Also, President Trump has invited congressional leaders to the Situation Room at the White House for a briefing on border security. This comes as we've reached day 12 of the shutdown, and a solution doesn't appear to be in sight. Nicole Killian has more details from the White House.
President Trump. CBS News, the White House.
Well, still ahead, it might seem like it just ended, but more construction on I-235 is expected this year. Plus, the new Oklahoma liquor laws are affecting some local businesses. We'll tell you how. But first, a new report on Oklahoma earthquakes has been released. We'll give you the details. Stay with us. Welcome back. New data from the Oklahoma Geological Survey shows us our state is seeing fewer than the 3.0 earthquakes that we've had in previous years. Now, in 2017, there were over 300 earthquakes of that magnitude. Last year, it went down to a little less than 200. The OGS says stronger tremors have been decreasing since oil and natural gas companies have decreased their injection of wastewater into wells. And it might seem like the construction on I-235 just ended, but more is expected to start later this year. The Oklahoma Department of Transportation says it will spend $105 million on the next expansion project for I-235. Now, officials say 11 bridges will be built or repaired within a mile of the I-40 interchange. Lanes will also be added to create a 4-level interchange. Though this is expected to start in the spring, ODOT officials want you to start thinking of detours now. And Oklahoma Highway Patrol troopers have a new tool to crack down on drunk drivers in 2019. A new OHP Tahoe will be installed with an intoxilizer. That's a device used to test people suspected of drinking and driving. OHP says this is the first of its kind. They'll start using it sometime next month.
Well, we've already had reports of a little light freezing drizzle and light ice down in southeast Oklahoma from Durant up to Atoka and Colgate. We may see some here in the Metro, plus the rest of your winter storm details all headed your way after the break.
Plus, how the new liquor laws are affecting local businesses. It's all next.
On the scene, on the story, this is News 9.
Well, it's been about 3 months since the new liquor laws took effect. One local liquor store owner says the new laws are impacting his business. He's seen a decrease in wine sales. News 9's Ashley Holden has more.
Across the board, the owner of Bacchus in Edmond, Ashley Holden, News 9.
Some breaking news we do have for you. We know that Jim Gardner and Bob Mills Sky News 9 is on his way to a gas leak. We'll have more information coming up. But in the meantime, we do want to take a quick look at weather, Matt.
Yeah, there's been winter weather talking about. It's been cold. We've had a little freezing drizzle, sleet mix around there this morning, and we could still see some. We saw some this morning around El Reno, Oklahoma City, but it'd be all liquid if we get anything at all. But winter storm possible through the day tomorrow.
Storms are coming, huh, man?
Yes, it is.
You get excited about that, I know. A new Obamacare mandate has gone into effect. We'll tell you what it means for you. But first, Robin Marsh is here with your Medical Minute. It's all coming up next. Doctors say being a living organ donor is safer and easier than you think. News 9's Robin Marsh has more in today's Medical Minute.
Hard to believe, more than 95,000. For today's Medical Minute, I'm Robin Marsh.
And we do have some breaking news for you. Oklahoma City fire crews are on the scene of an apparent gas leak. Jim Gardner and Bob Mills Sky News 9 is above the scene right now. Jim, what can you tell us?
Well, like you said, right now, ONG and Oklahoma City Hazmat and Oklahoma City Fire Department are on the scene of a gas leak here at the Neighbors Coffee Warehouse. Now, as we pull back wide here, we'll show you on Street Scope. This is located at Northeast 12th and North Oklahoma Avenue, just on the west side of Broadway Extension here. But I believe it's in this trench right here that you're going to see on that building right there. It looks like they're renovating. They got a trench. Everybody's been looking at that trench right there. So I believe that's where the gas leak happened. I don't think it happened right inside the warehouse this time. The good thing is all the Neighbors Coffee employees have been evacuated. There's no injuries involved in this. We'll keep you updated. Jim Gardner reporting live from Bob Mills Sky News 9. Back to you.
Thank you. And we just got word from our desk, Jim, that they did stop the leak. So that's an important update there. There were 50 evacuated employees. They should be somewhat safer now. Moving on, though, a new Obamacare mandate went into effect yesterday. Now hospitals must post a list of how much any procedure will cost online. The federal government says this will help patients make informed medical decisions, but some say the list doesn't always include everything that will end up on the final bill.
We would advise any patient to call their hospital, get an estimate of what this is going to cost, understand their health insurance plan to understand what out-of-pocket costs will mean, and then lastly, it's also important to do the same thing with the physician charges because those aren't included in the hospital prices.
The Hospital Association says it's better to know the average price of a procedure. Now let's take a look outside from our Air Comfort Skycam network. A chilly day for sure. Matt has a look at the 9-day forecast coming right up. And that's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us at noon. We'll be back here at 4 o'clock.